In 2025, we are standing at the crossroads of science and health, a time when our understanding of fat is being completely rewritten. For years, we've been told that fat is the enemy, that to lose it, we must battle it, starve it, punish it. But the truth is, a fat is not your foe, it's your body's underestimated organ. And the secret to melting fat is not in deprivation, but in transformation. Inside your body, a fat is alive. It's made of cells that talk to your brain, your immune system, and even your metabolism. They send signals, some that make you store energy, and others that make you burn it. When fat becomes healthy, it starts working for you instead of against you. It can protect your heart, balance your hormones, and even help you resist disease. But when it's unhealthy, when it grows inflamed, starved of oxygen, and flooded with toxins, it becomes a silent factory of chaos, pushing you toward weight gain, fatigue, and illness. So in 2025, the mission is not to fight fat. It's to heal it, to turn it from a storage depot into a calorie burning powerhouse. And this transformation begins not with a pill or a trend, but with your fork. Because every bite you take can either fuel inflammation or ignite regeneration. When you eat foods that activate your body's natural fat burning defense systems, you're not just losing weight. You're reprogramming your biology. Think of your blood vessels like rivers flowing through your fat. When those rivers are clear and strong, oxygen and nutrients flood in, and your metabolism hums. Foods like green tea berries, pomegranates, olive oil, and chili peppers. These are nature's way of tuning your metabolism back to its natural rhythm. They signal your fat to release stored energy. They turn white fat into beige fat, which burns calories to generate warmth. They literally teach your fat to melt itself. And then there's the power of your gut. Inside you live trillions of microbes that can either work for your waistline or work against it. When you feed them the right fibers, fermented foods, and polyphenols, they start producing metabolites that tell your fat cells to shrink. Your body starts burning calories even when you sleep. That's not magic, that's biology at its best. We now know that the old idea of eat less, move more was incomplete. It ignored the intelligence of the body. The truth is, your body is designed to defend your ideal weight naturally when you give it what it needs. Sleep, movement, stress control, and the right foods are not optional. They're the code that switches on your fat burning systems. Science in 2025 is showing us something extraordinary. We can turn our fat into an ally. The foods you eat can awaken your metabolism, calm inflammation, grow new blood vessels that feed your organs, and activate stem cells that renew your tissues. A fat melting is not about chasing numbers on a scale. It's about reclaiming your body's power to heal and balance itself. Every time you eat, you're having a conversation with your fat. Every time you choose real food, vibrant, colorful, alive, you're telling your body to burn, not store. You're telling it to thrive, not survive. This is the era of empowered metabolism. This is the time to use food not just to live, but to transform. The revolution of fat loss is not happening in a lab or a gym. It's happening inside you, in the quiet intelligence of your own biology. You have everything you need to melt fat, not by force, but by design. Your body already knows how. Now it's time to listen. For so long, the world has made us believe that burning fat is a punishment, something that demands struggle, restriction, and suffering. But science now tells a very different story. Fat does not melt away through willpower alone. It melts when the body is restored to balance. Every system in your body, your hormones, your gut, your circulation, your brain, participates in this process. When these systems are aligned, fat burning becomes effortless, automatic, and sustainable. In 2025, we no longer chase fast fixes or extreme diets, we activate biology. Your metabolism isn't a switch that's permanently stuck. It's an orchestra, constantly tuning itself based on what you feed it, how you move it, and how you live. The key to melting fat isn't about counting calories. It's about creating harmony inside your body. When you eat foods that are rich in bioactive compounds, your blood vessels open wider, your insulin becomes more efficient, and your fat cells begin to transform. When you flood your body with antioxidants, polyphenols, and plant nutrients, you turn on a biological symphony that tells your body, it's time to burn. Let's start by talking about one of the most powerful tools we have. Angiogenesis, the growth of new blood vessels. When blood flow is restored to your fat tissue, oxygen levels rise and your metabolism comes alive. But when blood flow is cut off, your fat suffocates and inflammation begins. That inflammation locks fat in place like glue. Certain foods, such as green tea, blueberries, blackberries, and dark chocolate, can trigger your body to grow healthy blood vessels while pruning away the unhealthy ones that feed excessive fat growth. This is not a theory, it's proven biology. When you sip a cup of green tea or eat a handful of berries, you are literally teaching your body to reshape its own fat landscape. And then there's the fat itself. Not all fat is the same. We have white fat, brown fat, and beige fat. White fat stores energy, brown fat burns energy, and beige fat can transform based on how you live. When your beige fat is activated, it works like a natural furnace. It burns calories, generates heat, and helps regulate your appetite. Cold exposure, physical movement, certain spices, and specific nutrients all awaken beige fat. Imagine your body as a smart energy system. When you nourish it correctly, it learns to keep your weight steady without constant effort. Now, think about your gut, the invisible ecosystem that holds the key to fat metabolism. Inside your intestines live trillions of microbes, forming an internal garden that shapes your health more than most people realize. These microbes produce substances called short-chain fatty acids, which help regulate blood sugar, hunger hormones, and inflammation. When you feed these microbes what they love, fiber from vegetables, fruits, legumes, and whole grains, they reward you by improving your metabolism. But when you feed them processed foods, sugars, and chemicals, they rebel. They create toxins that make you store fat and crave more of what harms you. In 2025, the connection between gut health and fat metabolism is clearer than ever. Scientists can now identify specific gut species that correlate with leanness. One of them, Akkermansia mucinifera, thrives in people with healthy metabolisms and lower body fat. You can nourish it naturally through foods like pomegranate, cranberries, green tea, and certain fermented foods. When this microbe flourishes, it helps maintain the integrity of your gut lining, reduces inflammation, and makes your metabolism more efficient. That's not dieting, that's biological engineering through food. Hormones also play their silent role. Insulin, cortisol, leptin, ghrelin. These messengers decide whether your body stores fat or burns it. When insulin spikes repeatedly from refined sugars, it locks fat inside your cells. When cortisol rises from chronic stress, it tells your body to hold on to belly fat for protection. But when you calm the body with sleep, deep breathing, and real nourishment, those same hormones flip their messages. Suddenly, insulin opens the gates to release energy, and cortisol eases its grip on your midsection. Now, fat begins to melt not because you fought it, but because you soothed it. And then there's movement. Not punishment in the gym, but nourishment through motion. Movement increases blood flow, improves insulin sensitivity, and activates enzymes that unlock fat stores. But here's the truth, it doesn't have to be intense. A brisk walk, a short dance, a stretch, all can spark your metabolism if done consistently. Your muscles act like sponges that soak up glucose and use it for energy, preventing fat storage. When you move, your fat cells sense the shift. They start releasing energy again. Movement is not about burning calories in the moment. It's about teaching your body to stay metabolically awake all the time. Now imagine your brain's role. Your brain communicates with fat through a network of chemical signals. Every thought of stress, every moment of gratitude, every heartbeat of calm sends messages that shape your metabolism. When you live in fear or anxiety, your brain releases stress hormones that slow down fat burning. But when you practice gratitude, deep rest, or even laughter, your parasympathetic system turns on, your body relaxes, and your fat burning genes become more active. Science now shows that your emotional state can determine how efficiently you burn fat. Your mindset isn't just a philosophy, it's biochemistry in motion. What we eat has evolved, but so has what we know. In 2025, we are no longer fooled by marketing labels that say low fat or sugar free. We understand that processed replacements don't heal the body, they confuse it. Real food, whole, unrefined, colorful, communicates in a language your cells understand. When you eat olive oil rich in polyphenols, your blood vessels relax. When you enjoy salmon packed with omega-3s, inflammation calms. When you snack on nuts and seeds, your hormones balance. Every choice you make is a signal that says either store or burn. You are the coder of your metabolism. Even fasting, when done wisely, is being redefined. It's not starvation, it's strategic rest for your body. When you give your system a break from constant eating, your cells activate cleanup pathways called autophagy. Old, Damaged components are recycled into energy, and your fat stores become your body's natural fuel. The timing of your meals can matter as much as what you eat. Eating earlier in the day, when your metabolism is most active, can lead to better fat burning and hormonal balance. This isn't dieting, it's syncing with your biology's clock. Sleep, too, has a profound effect. One night of poor sleep can raise cortisol and lower leptin, making you hungrier and more likely to store fat. But deep, restorative sleep repairs your hormones, lowers inflammation, and resets your metabolism. You could be eating perfectly, but without good sleep, fat won't melt as efficiently. That's how interconnected every system is. Nothing in the body works alone. Our environment also shapes how our bodies handle fat. The light you're exposed to, the air you breathe, the toxins you touch, they all influence your metabolic health. Artificial light at night can disrupt melatonin, which affects insulin and fat storage. Certain environmental chemicals, called obesogens, can mimic hormones and tell your body to create more fat cells. But by returning to natural rhythms, sunlight in the morning, darkness at night, clean foods, and minimal plastics, you reclaim the purity of your biology. The most revolutionary part of 2025 science is how it connects all these dots. It shows us that your metabolism isn't broken. It's responsive. Your fat is listening to you all the time. You can whisper to it through your food, your thoughts, your habits. You can teach it to burn instead of hoard. You can transform it from a storage warehouse into a healing system. This is not about shrinking yourself. It's about activating your body's natural intelligence. Let's talk about something extraordinary, the way certain natural compounds can actually turn on. Fat-burning genes. In your DNA lie switches that respond to food. Resveratrol, found in grapes and berries, activates a gene called SIRT1, which enhances metabolism and longevity. Capsaicin, the heat in chili peppers, activates brown fat. EGCG in green tea does the same. Curcumin in turmeric calms inflammation and improves insulin sensitivity. These are not just ingredients, they are molecular messengers. Every time you include them in your diet, you are editing your biology toward fat loss and health. Even hydration matters deeply. Water is not just a thirst quencher, it's a medium for metabolism. Every reaction that burns fat happens in water. But when you're dehydrated, your metabolism slows by as much as 30%. Starting your day with water, especially infused with lemon or green tea, wakes up your metabolism and primes your digestion. It's the simplest yet most powerful fat melting ritual. The truth is, your body wants to be healthy. It's not fighting you. Every cell is programmed to heal, to renew, to thrive. When you remove the barriers, processed foods, chronic stress, poor sleep, and toxic habits, the body takes over. It starts burning fat as fuel because that's what it was designed to do. There's something profoundly empowering about realizing you don't need to chase a miracle product. You are the miracle. The enzymes, the hormones, the microbiome, the brown fat, they're all within you, waiting for your cooperation. Food is your dialogue with your biology. When you eat with awareness and respect, your body listens. In 2025, melting fat is no longer about fitting an image. It's about unlocking energy, vitality, and strength. When you melt unhealthy fat, you're not just losing inches, you're clearing inflammation, rejuvenating your blood vessels, and protecting your brain. You're extending your lifespan and improving the quality of every day you live. We have entered an era where science meets wisdom, where the ancient understanding of food as medicine is proven in the laboratory, where healing doesn't mean harshness, it means alignment. Your body has been waiting for this partnership. It knows how to melt fat naturally, gently, and permanently. You simply have to give it the right environment to remember what it already knows. Fat melting in 2025 is not a race against your body, it's a reunion with it. It's the quiet awakening of your metabolism, the return of your natural rhythm, and the rediscovery of how powerful your biology truly is when you feed it right. Move it well and let it rest. This is not the future of dieting. It's the future of living lighter, stronger, and more alive than ever before. The transformation of your body begins long before you ever see it in the mirror. It starts deep within your cells, in the silent conversations between your DNA, your hormones, and the food you eat. The body is not an unchangeable machine, it's a living, responsive system. Every day, it rewrites itself based on the messages you give it. Fat is not a curse that clings to you, it's a reflection of what your body has been told to do. When you change the message, you change the outcome. The body's intelligence is extraordinary. It knows when to grow, when to repair, when to rest, and when to burn energy. But that intelligence depends on clear signals, and for too long, our modern habits have been sending mixed messages. Processed foods, chronic stress, sleepless nights, and constant snacking confuse the body's rhythm. Your metabolism becomes like a static filled radio, still working, but not in harmony. Once you clear that static, fat burning becomes a natural part of how you live, of not a fight you must endure.